PAD363 lecturer Izwan. Today we will present about Picket, and I will start first with introduction to Picket. Picket is one of the form of industrial action that taken by employees to get justice for them. According to Section 40, Article 3, Industrial Relation Act 1967, any employees who violate picket conditions such as creating chaos, disturbing public order, obstructing the employer entry and exit to the premise will be subject to legal action. Therefore, picket must be conducted in a safe manner to avoid commotion that will affect the people around. When conducting pickets, employees will use banners or poster as a tool to convey their demands by marching en masse in front of premise because they want community to know about their demands and the problem faced by them. Thus, to maintain harmony and relationship between employer and employees, a negotiation need to be done to get an equitable solution for both parties.
Explain about the causes of pickets. The first reason why the pickets happen is because the people want the government to accept the demands they put forward. Therefore, the people will sit together to demonstrate. Every time before a people's demonstration, the government often asks the organizer to move the program to the stadium, because when the assembly moved to the stadium, it was no longer a demonstration. It had become like a public talk. Sitting and protesting is the easiest method of demonstration, but it gives a big impact, because if 500,000 people sit and protest in Latin America, it gives a clear signal to the government to fulfill all the demands. As the people lost patience, eventually the people used their courage to take to the streets and demands to resignation of the country's leaders and a change of governments. So the second causes is when the religion is insulted. When living in Malaysia, which has many races, religions and ethnicities, we need to live in peace and respect each other. But when our religion has been perpetuated, then it is a contributor to why the picket has taken place. Moreover, we need to also unite to defend religion despite different countries. Malaysia, along with Indonesia, Qatar, Kuwait, Iran, Saudi Arabia and other Islamic countries, condemn the statements of politicians from India's ruling party which were alleged to insult Islam. On the other hand, thousands of Muslims in India, Bangladesh and Pakistan gather across the South Asian country following insulting statements by officials from the Republic's ruling party about the Nabi Muhammad. Protests took place in several cities in India, including New Delhi, as Muslims marched carrying banners and chanting slogans protesting the governments. This is the reason why pickets happens. The people want to defend their religion, so demonstrations will take place.
Why does picket happen? There are many reasons why does picket happen, and one of them is when the employee happen to violate the terms and policy of the organizations. Not only the employees need to obey the rules, terms and policy, but the employers also need to follow them in order to avoid misuse of authority that the employers held. For example, if the employer uses a policy discriminatory, such as following rules for men but did not apply the same rules for women, this can be used as evidence of discriminations. In the situation, it may bring a sense of injustice to the male employee and may bring a feeling of anger that can lead to picket. Salary of employees is also one of the main reasons why does picket happen. If the employees do not pay wages within stipulated time and proper amount of money, This situation can bring injustice to the employees who have contributed their energy while working, and this situation may also lead to picket.
Here, we will review the case between the National Union of Bank Employees (NUBE) and HSBC Bank Malaysia Berhad. NUBE has conducted a picket outside HSBC Bank Johor Bahru branch in protest of the bank refusal to negotiate with NUBE. Former HSBC Bank CEO and a current CEO is failing to carry out their duties in resolving disputes that have occurred over the past 3 years. HSBC Bank continues to violate and deny the rights of NUBE members by discriminating, and every complaint made was never resolved. HSBC Bank refused to establish a harmonious industrial relation as encouraged by the government, as there were 303 dispute issued to HSBC Bank, and their failure to comply with Malaysia labour law. In addition, HSBC Bank is accused of trying to interfere in the affair of NUBE as a trade union by controlling the function and role of NUBE. There are many offences committed by HSBC Bank against their employees, such as insulting Islam, prohibiting employees from entering the premise to carry out their duties, treating employees like criminals, and violating the Personal Data Protection Act 2010 by providing customer information to third party. Therefore, NUBE hope that by conducting this picket, the public know the problem faced by HSBC Bank employees and can demand justice for them. All issue and dispute brought by NUBE begin review in the Court of Nature for further action.
Aside from that, there is another case in Malaysia where the Federal Court of Malaysia recently issued a decision in the case of Galvanized Iron Pipe Sdn Berhad versus Metal Industry Workers Union. So it is clear from this case that this is not the only case in Malaysia where an employer seeks an injunction related to industrial dispute. In fact, it also serves as a reminder that there are certain limits that must be followed even though there is freedom to picket. Based on this case, an employer declared as many as 18 employees as unemployed by their employer. This is no root cause and no consultation between management and employee representative even before or after the termination session. As a result, workers have taken action by picketing in large numbers, and a small group of them has even constructed a square-foot white shed in front of the company. So it has been claimed that the employee has disrupted the order of the company's officer and employees through such activities. So for your information, there is no specific procedure to be followed to ensure the legality of picket, but there are various requirements and restrictions are found in both Trade Union Act and Industrial Relations Act. So there are some conditions that must be followed by the groups of picketing, where picketing activities must not interfere with working hours and must be carried out outside of the workplace. It is also illegal for pickets to use impolite words or start behaving in a dangerous manner. So in simple words, this indicates that pickets should not be frightening or hinder the access to the workplace. So thus, if proven guilty, even a group of pickets can be punished and prosecuted as offenders for failing to comply with the Industrial Relations Act criteria and also procedure.
In conclusion, picketing is an action where there is no negotiation between two parties to maintain harmonious industrial relations so that the problem can be solved by them peacefully. There are several reasons why does picket happen, which are when the employees want the government to accept their demand, when religion is insulted, when the employers violate terms and policies, and it also usually happens due to employees' salaries. The example on award of industrial court is when the National Union of Bank Employees and HSBC Bank Malaysia Berhad. Aside from that, there is another case in Malaysia where the Federal Court of Malaysia recently issued a decision in the case of galvanized iron pipe Sdn Berhad versus Metal Industry Workers Union.